Namaste, Namaskar, Sat Shri Akal, Vanakkam, Salam, and a warm welcome to the lovely audience who are with us for today's session, which I promise will just not be exciting, but equally informative and one of a kind, which I am sure you have never attended before. Okay, so before we start this amazing session, let me ask you something. Are you worried as to what your future has in store for you? If I tell you, I already know what your future looks like, amused? No, I'm sure some of you must be thinking, is the lady who is hosting the show an astrologer? No, I am not. But you know why I am confident? Because I know the best way to predict the future is to create it. And we together at AppTech will help you create a beautiful future. I've always believed that इंसान के सपने और उसकी सोच ना बहुत बड़ी होनी चाहिए. अगर हम सपने देखेंगे ही नहीं तो पूरे कैसे होंगे? It is extremely important to believe and start working on things that people think are impossible to do. You know, जो मुश्किल है वही करना है ना? And as they say, if the opportunity doesn't knock your door, it's time to build a new door. And yes, AppTech's new initiative, Entrepreneurship Cell by Team ICAP, helps you do that. The AppTech e-cell is designed to promote the spirit of entrepreneurship in the country. जो सपने देखने की हिम्मत करते हैं, AppTech e-cell उनको उनकी मंजिल तक पहुंचाने की हमारी कोशिश है. In AppTech e-cell, you get to meet some of the greatest entrepreneurs of all times. You can pour your hearts out. We take you through the gig economy. We help you gain valuable insights on how to be a successful entrepreneur and much more. Today, we are extremely fortunate to have Miss Rashmi Bansal, who is an author, entrepreneur, and a motivational speaker as our esteemed guest, who will take us through the journey of just not being an entrepreneur, but a successful entrepreneur, those challenges, the efforts, the hard work, that team spirit, you know, that first client, that first payment, that first profit, that first celebration, that never say no attitude, and so on. Welcome, Rashmi, and thank you so much for doing this for us. Rashmi, before I request Rashmi to kickstart today's session, I would like to take the opportunity of welcoming our esteemed dignitaries from AppTech Limited. We have Dr. Anil Pant, MD and CEO AppTech Limited. Good morning, sir.
Morning, Mala.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Dr. Anuj Kakkar, President and Executive Director, AppTech Limited. Hi, Anuj sir. Good morning.
Hi, Mala. Hi, everybody. It's nice to be here.
We also have Mr. Vishal Mehra, Chief Business Officer and Country Head, Industry Connect Alliances and Placements Team. Hi, Vishal sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Mala. Delighted to be here.
The pleasure is all ours, sir. And Mr. Praveer Arora, CMO, AppTech Limited. Hi, Praveer sir. Good morning.
Hi, Mala. Good to be here. Look forward to the sessions.
Same here. So welcome, everyone. I would now request Anil sir to please say a few inspiring words to our audience. Over to you, Anil sir.
Thanks, Mala. See, first of all, my belief in entrepreneurship has been complete. And I'm very happy to actually share with the audience and people here that we have already, there are about 800 people who have passed out of Arena and MAC, and quite a few from LAPA, who have already turned the entrepreneur way, which means apart from, you're just not doing a job, you're not looking for a standard job which gives you a salary every month. You're actually providing jobs to other people. And it's such an inspiring thing when you hear that, the people who pass out from Arena and MAC invariably go back to hire people from Arena and back. So it's a virtual cycle. It's a very virtuous cycle which gets created. For the audience, I know this is not very interactive, but if it had been interactive, I'd have asked you a question. Do you know how many people one of the largest entrepreneurs from Aptech who is passed out employs? The answer is a staggering 1,500 people. That's not small. It's vast by any scale. I mean, it's almost the size of a mid-sized company. It's bigger than Aptech. So happy. Aptech has a total of 500 employees. And here are these people who've passed out from Aptech just about 10, 12 years back, and who are 3 times our size in terms of employees. And to a person like me, who has always talked about following your passion. I mean, honestly, I don't think I've been doing a job in Aptech. And I keep telling my board, even if you were not to pay me anything, I would still want to continue. Simply because the passion of what we do is something which amazes me constantly. It's like you have 500 people, everybody contributing towards making people employable. And that, to me, is the single biggest contribution that Aptech has ever made. Apart from this, the entrepreneurial journey, when I see a person from humble backgrounds setting up shop on his own, in his house, starting off as a single employer, growing to 4, 6, 8, 10 employees, is equally impressive. A person who employs 1,500, yes, they've got a large organization. But this person who's at 10 employees has the potential to grow into 100, 200, 500 employees in the next 4 to 5 years, because that's how big this media and entertainment segment is going to be. That's how many people it's going to need. And the sky is the limit for any of the students that we have, all about 30, 40,000 of them in Arena and Mac. I don't know how many have logged in today for this call, but I would recommend that as many people as possible. I know we don't have a platform which can accommodate 30, 40,000 people, but Mala and Vishal and team, you should aspire to, hold this kind of thing while you're doing it here. Do something where everybody can, find technology, find some stuff where all 30, 40,000 people can log in to hear what a person like Rashmi has to offer to us. And I know you have a few hundred people here today. Maybe it's being broadcast, a Facebook broadcast,
Yes,
where,
it is.
tens of thousands of people can join. So with that, I wish you all the best. I hope this entrepreneurial cell does extremely well, and all the entrepreneurs that come out of Aptech, they will become extremely successful in what they're doing. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you so much, sir. It was really inspiring. Thank you. So students.
Thank you, Anil. Sorry, Mala, I interrupted. Thank you, Anil. And just on this particular Zoom meet, we've got 820 already. And it's still, like you said, it's on Facebook. So I'm guessing we're reaching a sizable audience. So next time we'll aim bigger.
That's good to hear.
Go ahead, Mala.
So much. Thank you so much, Vishal sir. So students, it's time to create history. So please grab your munchies, your water bottle, keep a pen and paper handy and attend this amazing session. And do not forget to send your hearts to your host of the day, Mala Haldar from the Industry Connect Alliances and Placements team. Rashmi, over to you.
Hey, Mala, just before we get Rashmi in, I would really like if Anuj could say a few words, because he will be able to explain why we needed to put in an e-cell into Aptech at all. And this is something that came out of a conversation that Pravir, Anuj and I had a long time ago, and it stemmed from the feedback that the ICAP team gave, that we do placement, but we don't help the people who want to work for themselves and be self-employed. So Anuj, if you could just please tell the students what the e-cell was and why we conceived it and what we plan to do with it.
Thanks, Vishal. I really don't want to come in between Rashmi and the audience. because the audience is very, very eager to hear what Rashmi has to say. I think suffice to say that on this audience today, we have students from 3 or 4 major brands of Aptech. Aptech itself, we have people from MAC, we have people from Arena, we have people from Lakme Academy powered by Aptech. Now, typically if I ask students of any of these Aptech institutions as to what is the reason for their enrolling, about 80% of them would say, I'm here to get a job. I want to train myself, so I would like to get employed. मैं नौकरी करना चाहता हूं इसके बाद. लेकिन मेरा ये मानना है कि अगर मैं लास्ट 5 साल का इंटरेक्शंस अपने देखूं या 10 साल के इंटरेक्शंस देखूं, तो इसमें जमीन आसमान का फर्क आया है. आज की तारीख में जो बच्चे हैं, they are equally keen to not only do a job, but eventually either get into some kind of something of their own. मैं अपना कुछ करना चाहता हूँ. शायद उनको आइडिया नहीं है क्या करना चाहते हैं, शायद उनको आइडिया नहीं है कैसे करना है. एक फीलिंग है कि मैं कुछ करने के लिए मेरी इच्छा है, I just want to do it. Now he is looking for guidance, he's looking for inputs, he's looking for some kind of somebody to hold the hand कि okay, help me in this journey. And ultimately the dynamics of the whole workplace has changed so much that जो हम लोग कहते थे एक टाइम पे था जॉब्स होते थे और अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट होता था, इन दोनों के बीच में कुछ नहीं होता था. या तो आप जॉब कर रहे हैं या आप अनएम्प्लॉयड हैं. बट आज की तारीख में ये करेक्ट नहीं है. आज की तारीख में यू कैन डू पार्ट टाइम जॉब्स, यू कैन डू 3 jobs at the same time, you can do a job and freelancing at the same time, you can study and freelance at the same time, you can do 5 freelancing works at the same time, depending on what your passion is, what your skill is, and आप क्या करना चाहते हैं. तो इतना जब चेंजिंग लैंडस्केप हुआ है, तो एप्टेक मैंने भी वाजिब है कि इस चीज को बहुत गहराई से सोचा कि अगर हम अपने बच्चों को वी वांट टू फुलफिल देयर वैल्यू एस्पिरेशन, और अगर वैल्यू एस्पिरेशन सिर्फ जॉब नहीं है, जॉब के अलावा भी बहुत कुछ है, तो हमारा एक तरफ उत्तरदायित्व बनता है, इट इज अ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू बी एबल टू प्रोवाइड सफिशिएंट इनपुट्स to the students to embark on this journey. So that is the reason of the idea of eCell. It is just a humble start at the today, where we have the most eminent author in this field, Rashmi, with us. But जैसे कहते हैं ना, अभी तो इब्तिदाए इश्क है, रोता है क्या, आगे आगे देखिए होता है क्या. All the best. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Anuj sir. Rashmi, over to you.
Thank you to the Aptech management, Mr. Vishal Mehra, Dr. Anil Pant, and Mr. Anuj Kakkar, Praveer Arora, and to you, Mala, for this wonderful introduction and this whole idea of eCell. मैं कुछ करना चाहती हूँ. ये बहुत I think हर किसी के दिल में ये चाहत होती है. But somewhere along the way हमको कोई एक दूसरा मैसेज मिल जाता है बाहर की दुनिया से, from the outside world. We get this message that that it's good to just be safe and be in a job, right? This is not something that is happening today. It used to happen earlier also. In fact, जब मैं कुछ करना चाहती थी, when I also wanted to do something, I had to go through the same struggle. So it's wonderful that we have a whole new crop, young men and women out there जिनको अपना कुछ करना है. And my belief is that all of you can do it. Of course, already I'm seeing many questions in the chat from you कि कैसे करें, क्या करें. So I want to just share with you briefly. What I'll be sharing is some stories, because I'm a storyteller. I don't know if I'm an eminent author, but मुझे stories बताने का बहुत शौक है, क्योंकि I meet so many amazing people. उनकी कहानियां मुझे पता चलती हैं, तो I feel they are very inspirational for others. Because sometimes when people reach the top, then you think, oh, they are so different from me. They must be more intelligent. They must have had it easy. But actually, har ki ek struggle hoti hai. So today I'm just going to I'll start with sharing a little bit of my own story. And I hope us dauran some of your questions get answered, but I will also directly answer some of the questions which I am seeing in the chat already. So I hope you all have an interesting session. So I'll just start with the screen share.
And students, I'll request you to please ask your questions in the question and answer tab, okay? And I will be taking the questions with the speaker. Over to you, Rashmi. Yeah.
How do I maximize? Yeah. Okay. So stay hungry, stay foolish. हिंदी में बोले तो भूखे रहो बुद्धू रहो. You will wonder कि कौन रहना चाहता है भूखा और बुद्धू. But this was the title of my first book, which was published in 2008. And तब भी जब ये book निकली, when this book came out and I had the first event for the book, one lady came up to me afterwards and said, oh, I saw the poster and I thought this is a book about dieting and weight loss. So I was a little surprised कि what is this different topic that you have taken. But she said, yes, I understood what you're trying to say. कि हर भूख जो है सिर्फ पेट की नहीं होती है. Okay, every hunger is not a hunger of the stomach. You may have enough to eat, but somewhere in you there is a hunger to do something, to be someone, to prove to the world कि मुझ में एक talent है, to achieve more, right? And this particular phrase, stay hungry, stay foolish, it was used by Steve Jobs when he addressed the students of Stanford University. तो वो तो बहुत बड़ी यूनिवर्सिटी है, इट्स वन ऑफ द बेस्ट यूनिवर्सिटीज इन द वर्ल्ड. तो उनका जब कॉन्वोकेशन हुआ, स्टीव जॉब्स टोल्ड देम दैट डोंट थिंक दिस इज अल्टीमेट कि आई हैव रीच्ड द टॉप. फ्रॉम हियर अगेन यू हैव टू still have that hunger to do more, learn more. So life is a continuous learning process. कोई भी कोर्स आपने किया है वो एक स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट होता है, उसके बाद दुनिया बदलती रहती है, एंड यू हैव टू कीप इवॉल्विंग एंड चेंजिंग योरसेल्फ. पर स्टे फूलिश का क्या मतलब होता है? स्टे फूलिश मतलब एक्चुअली क्या होता है कि जब भी कोई नया काम आप शुरू करोगे, बहुत सारे लोग आपको कहेंगे कि आप तो बुद्धू हो, बेवकूफ हो. पीपल विल से अरे यू आर सो फूलिश, व्हाई डोंट यू जस्ट गो फॉर अ गुड जॉब. ओके, उसमें एवरी मंथ 30th 31st यू विल गेट सैलरी. बट यू हैव अ बिलीफ इन यू कि मुझे कुछ और करना है. आई फील आई कैन डू मोर. Maybe in a job, I'll get 10% increment every year, but my own business, I can grow it more, right? I can do it the way I want. I don't have to do the way somebody else tells me. So definitely if you have that desire, you have that belief and you start something of your own. शुरू में लोग थोड़ा सा हो सकता है बातें करेंगे. Even your own family sometimes may not support you. But then as they see that you are doing well, you are, doing so much and you are proving that you have that ability, तो फिर वो बदल जाता है. बट आपको रहना है फुलिश. सो स्टे हंग्री स्टे फुलिश, ये एक मंत्रा है लाइफ का. तो जो भी आप लोग कुछ करना चाह रहे हैं, दोज हु हैव रिटन इन द चैट, आई वांट टू डू समथिंग, ऑलवेज रिमेंबर कि कोई ऐसा डे नहीं आएगा व्हेन यू आर अल्टीमेटली यू आर देयर कि मैं आई हैव रीच्ड द टॉप. Okay, life is a journey and you must enjoy that journey. So today I am introduced by many people as an eminent author कि आपने बहुत कुछ किया है. But I want to tell you that this whole journey, it started when I was a student in college. जब मैं सोफाया कॉलेज में BA इकोनॉमिक्स पढ़ रही थी, I had a very small dream, एक छोटा सा सपना था कि मुझे अपना नाम टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया न्यूज़पेपर में देखना है. तो मैंने एक आर्टिकल लिखा और मैंने एडिटर को पोस्ट से भेजा. उस वक्त ईमेल इतना था नहीं, तो मैंने इंडियन पोस्ट से वो लाल डब्बे में डाल के भेजा. नाउ एक हफ्ते बाद, आफ्टर 1 week, I got a rejection slip saying, no, sorry, we can't publish your article. I said, okay, I'm a fresher, maybe it's not good enough, I'll try again. So I kept trying new ideas. I wrote a second time, third time, fourth time I sent my article, फिर वही rejection slip आ गया वापस. Now 2 things could have happened. Either I could have said कि भाई मुझ में कोई talent ही नहीं, I am not a good writer, I should just give up, because editor of Times of India has rejected me 4 times. But actually what happened is कि I got more, मतलब मेरे अंदर एक जुनून आ गया कि अब तो करना ही करना है. So I kept trying every week. And after 40 weeks, on the 41st week, this article got published. And for this, I got 100 rupees by check. So this was a start of my writing career, professional writing career in a way. So I think कई लोग आप पूछ रहे हो कि how will I get client, how will I, हो सकता है आपने 2-4 लोगों से पूछा, you asked them, okay, can I do something for you? And they said, no, I don't need anything right now. Or no, you don't have experience. And they rejected you. So 5th time, you didn't want to go and talk to them because you felt, yahi hoga. Nobody wants to be rejected. But you have to understand that when you are a fresher and you're trying to do something, तो rejection तो आएगी. तो आपके अंदर वो एक strength honi chahiye. You have to have the inner strength that, okay, fine, I'm new, so I will have to face this kind of problem to get an entry, right? So this is how life is. It's not that maybe, of course, I may have improved over years in writing, but even then I was pretty good. It's just that there is so much of competition. Many people must have been sending their articles. So मेरा होते time लगा. But मैंने वो dream छोड़ी नहीं अपनी. I kept working at it for as long as it took. So you have to have that kind of जोश in you कि भाई ठीक है, आज नहीं तो कल I will get a break. Okay, so don't take it to heart and then sit at home and cry. Okay, sometimes you feel low, you can talk to one person, but all the time if you keep looking at the rejection, then you cannot move forward. So मेरी story ये है कि actually see, we think that everybody has a straight path in life कि मैंने सोचा I'll reach there directly, but it's not like that. So because I was a very good student in school and my father is a scientist, so उनका बड़ा मन था कि I should study in some very good institution. So I didn't want to do engineering, so I told him I'll try for management, and I got into IIM. So the journey of 1,000 मतलब बहुत लंबी journey जो एक ही step से शुरू होती है, जो आपको लेना है. That was, my story as a writer also.
And I guess, Rashmi, वो पहला कदम उठाना बहुत जरूरी है. That first step.
कोई आपको हेल्प भी करेगा तो कदम तो पहले आपको उठाना है, because even if you find a help, somebody to help you, or you have to go out there and you have to start taking the first steps. And like when बच्चा भी चलता है, initially the child cannot always walk a long distance. Sometimes he or she falls also, but फिर से उठ के खड़े होके हमको चलना है. So I, got admission to IIM Ahmedabad. I don't think I'm so very intelligent, but मेरी maths और English अच्छी थी, तो मुझे admission मिल गया. और तब भी I was in a dilemma कि should I go, because I wanted to do writing, but I thought चलो देख के आते हैं what is IIM. So I went there with that kind of mindset. I didn't have a specific career goal कि I should get this kind of job, that kind of job. And it was a very good experience because from all over India, we have people who come. And so I really feel it built my personality, my thought process. So it's very important for us to build our personality also. Like to be able to talk to different kinds of people. अलग-अलग तरह के views होते हैं, अलग problems होती हैं उनके, you can have different solutions. So I think that's what going to IIM taught me. And it's not that you can only learn this from IIM, you can learn it in your daily life also, by interacting with people, by being more, like sometimes I would say कि आप suppose bus में भी जा रहे हो, going in a bus, and somebody sitting next to you. Most of the time we will just like look in our phone and keep on doing WhatsApp. But what if you talk to that person? You never know what many people, of course, some people may not want to talk to you, but many people they enjoy talking. So अगर आपने उनके साथ थोड़ा interact किया, maybe you learn something new, you make some new connection. So what we need to do is be always seeking for ways to build our personality. Now at the end of 2 years, so and know that this is who I am. मतलब मेरी skill क्या है? What am I good at? So I realized going to IIM that I am good in writing, but I won't be a good manager. I don't like to sit in meetings and discuss. I don't like the kind of things that a marketing manager would have to do, finance manager would have to do. I did one summer job. So जो चीजें आपको पसंद नहीं है वो आप हटा के, don't try to do a business in an area which you don't enjoy doing. Suppose you think, I should do this, that is only the way to make money. No, you should look at your own strengths and weaknesses. Okay, so first understand who you are, and what are your strong points, and focus on that and create a business out of that. Whichever areas you're weak, you have to find some partner or somebody else to handle, or you have to improve yourself. So one thing I've noticed, a lot of women entrepreneurs, jo hoti hain, girls, they're very good in their work, but they don't like to look at the accounts कि वो कोई और करके दे दे मुझे. Now suppose once you are running a business, you have to look at that also ना, और GST भरना पड़ेगा, आपको अपना मतलब पूरा accounts monthly करना पड़ेगा, salary देनी पड़ेगी, profit loss देखना पड़ेगा. So you cannot shy and run away from this, that oh I can't do it. It's nothing so, मतलब ऐसा कोई rocket science नहीं है. You should know basic. उसके बाद of course you can have a accountant, you can have CA, somebody to help you part time, but कुछ चीजें हैं which you need to learn yourself also. So from the beginning, when you're even doing small business, try to keep proper accounts and don't like leave it for after 3 months you will do it. जो भी पैसा आता है, जो भी जाता है, whatever your expenses are, whatever your earnings are, you write it down in a notebook or in a file, Excel file, so that you are organized. और ऐसा ना हो कि in the end of the day you don't make only profit. So you have to be a little systematic. A lot of times we love to do our work. Like if I'm a hairstylist, I love to do the hair cutting. But then who is going to do the back end, this work of, how much product we ordered, abhi kitna, inventory kya hai. So you have to form a system of some kind, and you can take help from people also, but little basic you should know. Now, what I learned after going to IIM is that I won't be a good manager. And I read another book of Steve Jobs, where he had said, he told the CEO of Pepsi, he wanted him to join his company. बहुत साल पहले जब Apple को कोई जानता ही नहीं था. So he told him, do you want to spend the rest of your life selling sugared water? ये Pepsi क्या है? शक्कर का पानी है. Or do you want a chance to change the world? So I felt that my real talent is writing. तो मेरे को नहीं बेचना ये detergent और credit card वगैरह. I will do something of my own where I can be a writer. So similarly, you have to decide that, look, if you want to spend the rest of your life in a job, like, okay, job आपको शायद थोड़ी अगर आज नहीं तो कल मिल सकती है. Or do you want a chance to create something of your own, जिसमें आप लोगों को कुछ, like you will have a team of your own, you will be able to do work the way you want. So it's a choice you are making. It's not कि आपको choice नहीं है, आपके पास skill है, job भी मिल सकती है. But अगर आप दूसरा रास्ता, if you choose it, then there are certain plus points and minus points, but we go in thinking that this is what I want and I'm prepared to face the challenges. So what I did was actually I did work actually for 2 years in Times of India. And that's also not a bad thing, because, you should maybe sometimes it's good to get little experience and knowledge and then to start your own. But you can also start right away. It doesn't really matter. But for me, I did work for 2 years, but not in the company, which I didn't take the placement from IIM. This job I got on my own. So ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि you can also reach out on your own for jobs, right? Like if you see a good company online, they don't come for placement to Aptech. You can reach out on your own and try to see if they give you a job. Sometimes I think in this industry, they will give you some project to do or some, they want to see your skills. Paper पे तो हर कोई अच्छा लगता है, but actual में आपको आता है नहीं आता है, they cannot tell. So they will probably take some kind of test. So anyways, after 2 years, I left my job and I started this magazine. I know it's a long time ago. आप उस समय पैदा भी नहीं हुए थे. Most of you are very young, but I'm just giving this example that I did this long back. जब at that time, startup word only wasn't known to anyone. Entrepreneur word also wasn't known. I just had this कीड़ा in my mind कि नहीं मेरे को करना है. Okay, people told me ये थोड़ी कोई करता है, ये तो like बड़े-बड़े कोई industrialists करते हैं. But anyways, I decided I want to start a youth magazine. क्योंकि जब मैं लिख रही थी, तो उस वक्त I was very persistent. I tried 40 times, but koi or, other young people were not having a place where they could get the articles published, where they could creatively express themselves. So I wanted to create such a platform. Now, if I were to start this today, I would probably do it online, but that time there was not much internet. So I did it as a magazine. Now, question is ki paise kahan se aaye? So, I mean, I'm not from a rich family. I'm not from a poor family, but I mean, I didn't have much money. I was getting some 10,000 rupees salary from Times of India. So I had saved a small amount, like some 50,000. तो उससे हमने एक कंप्यूटर खरीदा 486 कंप्यूटर, बहुत ही लल्लू कंप्यूटर. आज आपका मोबाइल फोन also has more power than that computer. And in one room in my house, like my parents' house, we started this. It was like a group of friends, we started this. But the thing is, to print, you need money. To do anything, you need money. Like I have to buy the paper, I have to do the printing. तो वो पैसे तुम्हारे पास थे नहीं. So what we did, we took a printout of this magazine, okay, like 24 pages का printout लिया और हम we went to different ad agencies and to different companies saying कि please give us some advertisement. So we went to maybe 30 such organizations. उसमें से I think 99% they threw us out of the office. They said नहीं ये थोड़ी ये चलेगा ही नहीं, ये बकवास idea है, नहीं चलेगा. But there was one guy called Chetan Shah from Pepe Jeans. He liked it so much that, you know, like somehow he felt it's very different. Like if you look at it also, no, it's a little humorous. It's just aajkal you have these comedy channels. So it was like that, you know, in a different time. So he realized the value of this or whatever. He liked it. So he, on the spot, he opened his drawer and he took out one checkbook and he gave us a check of 1 lakh rupees, which I think in today's time would be about 15 lakh rupees. And he said, I want an ad for next 6 months. So when many of you are asking कि हम कहाँ से लाएं, client कहाँ से लाएं, तो आप, you will talk to 25 people. You just need one person to agree or to believe in you. And if you do their service well, if you do their project well, you do their hairstyle well, then you ask them to recommend you to 3 more people. And they will do it. Right? And today in the age of WhatsApp, it's very easy also for them to do it. So don't think like I have to have so many people. एक कोई ढूंढो जो आप में आपको chance देता है. Okay, now if he did not do a good job after 6 months, this guy would have stopped advertising, but he continued. Secondly, we had to launch this magazine. We didn't have money again. We could not put up hoardings, posters, nothing. So what we did was we wanted to launch it at St. Xavier's College Malhar Youth Festival, which is like a very big gathering of college students. And usme sponsorship is costing about 5 lakh rupees, 10 lakh rupees. We don't have any money, but we want to launch it there only. So then what we did was somebody got this idea. So we had a lot of students who were our writers and who were supporting the magazine, right? In every college, we had somebody who was our reporter, jam reporter. जैसे इन आज तक का reporter होता है, हमारे jam का reporter था Xavier's College में, NM College में, मिठी बाई College में. So they were all going for Malhar anyways. So उनको, all of them, we gave them a T-shirt to wear. And this T-shirt had jam written on the front. And back में Quality Walls ice cream का logo था because they were willing to pay for a T-shirt if their logo was on it. So we didn't spend any money. We got them to wear our T-shirts and they went. तो सबको पता चल गया रे इतने लोग एक T-shirt पहन के घूम रहे तो कुछ तो होगा. So that's how we launched the magazine. And when people came out, we were sitting on the pavement and we were selling these copies of this magazine. Okay, so you have to be willing to do all these things. Now, when you have less money, we always think, how can I, what can I do? मेरे पास तो पैसे नहीं. But because we had less money, we had to be so creative. बाद में और लोगों ने हमारा idea copy किया. Right? So even today, I'm seeing that all the small brands are the ones who are more creative in the social media. Like today, if I had to launch this magazine, I would do an online magazine. I will do some online promotions. But because I'm small and I'm more desperate and also I have nothing to lose. Try करेंगे, नहीं चला तो कुछ और करेंगे, तीसरी बार करेंगे. So you have to just keep trying different things. And word of mouth is the best way to spread, about any new activity, any new service, any new agency you start. आपको word of mouth मिलता है अगर आपके जो clients हैं, आपके जो well-wishers हैं, they are the ones who will help you to bring in more business. Of course, this all depends on quality of your work. अगर आपका काम का quality अच्छा है, तो आपको मिलेगा. If it is little चलता है, like it's 90%, and I'm feeling, यार अगली बार I'll go to the salon only, some famous salon, then it will not work. So first of all, you have to be perfect in your work. You have to be somebody who, when you finish, like you have to be a pleasant personality also. You have to be well groomed also. You have to, meet the expectation or exceed the expectation of the client. तो उसके लिए आपको अपनी जो कला है, अपना जो talent है, उसमें बहुत ध्यान देना पड़ेगा. Okay, what is the latest things happening in your industry? You have to be up to date with everything. Every day things are changing. Even like I used to get my hair straightened long back. I remember 10 साल पहले ना 3-4 घंटे बैठना पड़ता था. It used to be very मतलब painful. वो बहुत अजीब सी smell आती थी. I used to hate going. कि कौन
Then
जाएगा
put all
करेगा.
the gel and some kind of chemical, yeah.
And now it's a very much easier process. It doesn't at all smell. It gets over in say 2 hours. And there are different ways of doing the same thing. You can do straight or you can do some, I don't know, both. मतलब कुछ काफी technology है hair में भी. And I know that the person I'm going to, she is constantly going for some seminars organized by various companies. I know, of course, as a fresher, sometimes you may not get invited for those. लेकिन आपका टीचर बेस्ट टीचर कौन है? YouTube. वहाँ सब कुछ है. लेटेस्ट क्या चल रहा है, कहाँ चल रहा है दुनिया में. You get every information there. So I would say every day you should spend half an hour just learning what's new in your industry. Or if you see some celebrity hairstyles, okay, like maybe how would I do it? Maybe you want to practice that with somebody suppose somebody asked me, I can do that also. So you have to keep improving your skills. ऐसा नहीं कि मैंने एक बार I did a course and now now I can just relax. Because nothing in all these industries like beauty or in IT or design or in animation, there are always some new मतलब कुछ ना कुछ नया होता ही रहता है. Right? Like couple of years back and today there's so much of change. Website की design ही बदल गई. जो पहले बनती थी आज they are not the same. So you have to keep upgrading yourself. So that is where stay hungry, stay foolish comes. You can't ever think कि अरे मैं तो पहुंच गया मतलब उसके ऊपर mountain के ऊपर. Okay.
Rashmi, I will take, if you allow, can I take some questions? Okay.
Yeah. So let's do some questions now.
Yes.
So because we've had some, so I'll just in fact stop the presentation for a
that's
while.
okay.
Huh?
Please, no.
Let's be face to face now. That'll be better.
All right.
You go ahead. Yeah.
Yes. In the meanwhile, I think you've answered a lot of questions. Anushka, Anushka, I hope you've got the answer to your question कि अगर financial condition अच्छी ना हो तो कैसे खुद को आगे बढ़े. I think Rashmi has beautifully addressed your question. I think अगर सोच है, passion है और कुछ करने की चाह है, सब चीजें अपने आप they keep falling in place. I will take Vanshika's.
No, I just want to also just add here for Anushka. Is she in hair and makeup or what is her field?
Anushka, if you can please answer that. Okay, so till Anushka replies, I'll take Vanshika's question. Okay, Vanshika's question is, will it be right for a fresher, to probably open a studio or start his or her salon, or should she or he start with freelance and then probably start his or her own startup? Okay.
So of course, studio requires quite a lot of investment also. आपका monthly rental होगा और काफी उसमें fixed cost रहेंगे. So it depends on your financial ability. But also, I think a bit of experience is required. So if you can work in a studio for some time and observe what is happening. मतलब ये नहीं कि आप सिर्फ अपना काम करके चले गए. You have to try to understand how a salon works. Now, I'm not saying for a long time, but if you work like that for 1 year, it may be better for you so that you can start your own. So I think being a fresher is not an issue, but little bit of experience might help you to then start. And of course, if investment is an issue, then being a freelancer, of course, is a very good option. For example, I also use Urban Company, right? And what I like about them is maybe you can work there for 6 months just to see कि उनका system क्या है. What they do is they've standardized everything. So I don't, whether Mala comes or Shraddha comes, मुझे कोई खास फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Of course, there is a bit of difference. Sometimes you like 1% more, but at least all the products they use are standardized. Their, the time duration, a lot of things, the quality of the products they use. So I think that working for such a place does give you some more confidence. It also gives you some access to clients. Many people afterwards, they say, okay, aap directly mere saath kar lo. Suppose you have come through Urban Company and I like you. I know many people who then just call that person privately. So you can build a network of clients that way also. So I think it just depends. I do feel that you can start a salon, but ho sakta hai you may face a few challenges. You might lose some money also. You have to be prepared for that. But you can take guidance of somebody. See, a lot of us feel कि कोई हमको हेल्प नहीं करेगा. आपने जाके 5 लोगों को पूछा है क्या? So if you go and ask 5-6 salon owners कि okay, can you tell me, ma'am, how did you start? How was your journey? What are the difficulties? At least वो जाके वो research कीजिए. Most people are willing to help because you are not going to be direct competition for them, right? If you are going to start in Malad and you go and talk to somebody in Borivali, उनको क्या फर्क पड़ता है? No, their clientele is different, yours is different. So don't feel that everybody is your enemy. कोई मुझे नहीं कुछ बताएगा, ऐसा नहीं है. People are very helpful there. They also like, not everyone. Some people won't be helpful. But if you go to 5 people, 1 or 2 will help you.
So you actually have to find those right 5 people.
Yeah, but then you have to have that mindset also ना कि हाँ लोग मुझे हेल्प करेंगे. कई बार हमको लगता है कि नहीं कोई मुझे हेल्प नहीं करेगा. दुनिया ऐसी है, लोग खराब हैं. Everybody is, just looking after themselves, which is also true. But then उस mindset से आप जाके लोगों को मिलते हो तो you don't give the right, I think, vibes to them. Or you don't attract the right people. So you have to go with a very positive mindset कि ठीक है, there is somebody out there who will help me, who will believe in me. And mostly I have met like more than 500 entrepreneurs I've interviewed. हर की लाइफ में कोई ऐसा एक एंजल आता है जो कहता है हाँ ठीक है. कोई बैंक लोन के लिए अप्लाई कर रहा है, went to 10 banks, suddenly 11th bank, one manager, Mr. Murthy, says, okay, I like your project. Okay. Even though they don't have all the requirements of bank, he says, okay, I will give you small loan. फिर देखते हैं आप कैसा करते हो. तो it is the law of the universe कि कोई आपको मिलेगा अगर आप में वो desire strong है. Of course, when you go, you have to groom yourself in terms of being able to speak confidently. If you look unsure, अगर मुझ में ही doubt है, मैं बात कर रही हूँ और I don't have the confidence. तो फिर दूसरा बंदा भी like they don't feel that maybe you will be able to do it. So even if it is fake, like you fake it, like you say कि हाँ, I mean you stand in front of your mirror every day and you practice speaking to somebody.
Yes.
So
I'll take one more question,
Yeah.
Rashmi. This question is from Seema, and I really want to take this question. So Seema Robert, okay. So Seema says, मैं 46 year की हूँ and मैं job करती हूँ, but मैं अपना कुछ करना चाहती हूँ. तो क्या मैं कर सकती हूँ? I think
yeah.
female है.
नहीं, मैंने एक I've written an entire book called Follow Every Rainbow. It is about the women entrepreneurs. तो उसमें कई मतलब 2-3 एक तो I think एक lady थी who started a business at age of 49. And another person who is very मतलब जिनका product बहुत ही well known है. Okay, her name is Meena Bindra. Have you heard of Meena Bindra, Mala?
Yes, I've heard.
Okay. Very few people have heard about. Everyone has heard of her brand, which is called Biba. तो बीबा के कुर्तीज तो सभी लोग पहनते हैं और सब मॉल्स में हैं. But she started a business at the age of almost 40. Okay, because that's when her children grew up and they were, she had free time and designing clothes was her hobby. लोग पूछते थे आपने कहाँ से बनवाई? She said नहीं, I only मैंने टेलर को बताया ऐसे बनाने को. So she started in a very small way with 8,000 rupees loan from her husband who was a naval officer. And because her quality was so good and she was doing very affordable wearable clothes, ऐसा कोई designer नहीं बना रही थी. So she used to hold exhibitions in her house and they became popular. And then I think she got an offer to keep it in Benzer's showroom because they also wanted some good quality ready-made clothes. And like that, the brand grew and grew, So it's never too late to start. In fact, for women, I think 40 plus is sometimes a much better age because you can spend more time in your business. Your children don't need you anymore day to day, like all the time. मतलब आप समझ रहे हो कि when they are small, then they need your attention more and you also feel guilty. But once they are in 10th standard or college, so in fact, they only don't want to spend too much time with you. So you must have actually some kind of thing in mind because 46 very young. आजकल लोग 80-90 तक जीते हैं, तो 25 साल आप क्या करोगे? जो आपने मेहनत अपनी फैमिली को बढ़ाने में लगाई है, तो you can now put it to achieve your dream, whatever your dream is.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rashmi, for beautifully answering that question. And Seema, I think जब आप शुरू करो तभी आपको success मिलेगी, and it's never too late. Rashmi, you can continue with your presentation.
Okay.
And take the questions a little later.
Okay, sure. Yeah, just if you could just help me. What do I do? So click new. Okay. All right. So I told you about this magazine, and it was very popular in its time in different colleges all over India, especially engineering colleges. We had a lot of big companies advertising. We used to organize events. But then one day what happened around 2007, we found that it's more and more difficult to get advertisements because people are shifting online. They want to, like read online. They want to just go on internet. And we tried for 3 years to really revive the magazine, do some different things, but it became a loss-making kind of enterprise. तो फिर हमने इसको बंद कर दिया. तो एक तरह से it's like bringing up a baby, and then baby has a premature accident and dies. So it was a very difficult time in a way, but I just want to say that even today I feel sometimes bad about it, but I think everything I've done, who I am is because of the time I spent doing this. And even when I became an author later on, the time I spent as an entrepreneur, it really helped me to write the inspiring stories of other people. So I don't regret doing it. अब लोग कहते हैं कि अगर मैं शुरू करूं और फेल हो जाऊं तो क्या करें? But हो सकता है आप फेल हो जाओगे. But just because it doesn't mean that's the end of the road. I restarted and had a new career as an author. And I want to say that an idea can fail, but it doesn't mean you are a failure. हो सकता है जो आप कर रहे हो, you're not able to continue always in the same way, but doesn't mean that आपके माथे पे लिख गया कि you are a failure. So the experience that you got through that is always with you. And then I was able to restart a new career as an author. I wrote this book, Stay Hungry, Stay Foolish. Then I wrote a whole series of books, right? So it's a different form of expressing myself, a different means of communication, but I was able to reinvent myself. तो हो सकता है आप भी कोई काम शुरू करो, or you're doing some work already, and after a few years, industry changes, world changes, and maybe what you're doing will not work anymore. So you have to keep, creating new business streams, right? You have to find a new way to satisfy your customers, some new problem to solve. So that's how life is. So never be afraid of failure, right? I mean, it is teaching you a lesson. And don't worry about what people think. Oh, they have failed. In fact, today, जो आप failure जो आपको सिखाता है, it's the biggest teacher. And more than any degree, any diploma, the second time you do it better. You do it with more knowledge. You do it with more passion, and you can reinvent yourself. So these are some of the books I've written. I just want to talk about one of the books, which is Poor Little Rich Slum. So actually, Dharavi in Bombay, you must be knowing about Dharavi. So Dharavi के बारे में किताब है. It's about spirit of enterprise in Dharavi. Somebody asked me just now, I think Anushka, that what if I don't have money? What can I do? So in Dharavi, the unique thing is that in this 2 square kilometer area, 90% of the people are entrepreneurs. Like छोटे हैं, but कुछ कर रहे हैं, अपना ही कर रहे हैं. They're not working for somebody else as a driver or peon or whatever. They have that pride कि हम अपना कुछ कर रहे हैं. And maybe they employ 4 people, 6 people, 8 people, but something of their own. So here I met one boy actually called Jamil. He came from some place, I don't know, Uttar Pradesh, kahin se aaya tha. And he started working in some leather factory. And, you know, then he realized he had some interest in dance. So I think he went to a dance academy run by Sandeep Soparkar, who's kind of a celebrity, a dance teacher. And there they became friends. And he told him that, most of my students, they need dancing shoes. And wo India mein nahi milte. Like if you see on all the dance reality shows, they're wearing special shoes. They might not look to you, but वो special shoes होते हैं जिनका sole कुछ flexible होता है नहीं तो they cannot do so much of dancing. So he said, why don't you try to make these dancing shoes? तो उसने उसको पैर दे दिया कि ऐसे बनते हैं. So this guy he tried all kinds of things and finally was able to make those dancing shoes. And this guy Sandeep was very happy and he then recommended to his clients. And today you can also order these shoes. You can send a pencil drawing of your foot and he will then make according to that. So somebody was asking, how can I become a celebrity makeup artist? So first of all, there is no path to that. Pehle to aap makeup mein master ho, right? You should become really good at your work. And secondly, these are things that you get through relationships only. When you are doing makeup, you're doing hair, it's not just about the hair cutting or about the makeup. You have to become friendly with clients. You should win their trust. They recommend you. And sometimes you might, make a contact or a friend like the Sandeep Soparkar who says, theek hai, let's give this new person a chance. So that is how most people get celebrity clients, through referral. So agar aapka kaam itna acha hai, this guy probably didn't even know ki ye bana payega ki nahi, but he gave him a chance. And when he did a good job, then he recommended him to, apparently, I don't know, he gave me a long list here, Bipasha Basu, this one, that one, all of them use my shoes. So naturally, if they are happy, they don't have to import it from London, they will tell 5 more friends of theirs, right? So aapke andar wo ek, and also this guy Jamil didn't say ki mereko aata nahi hai. He could have said, "Arey mereko pata nahi hai, I have not, hamare yahan to banta nahi hai." He took the challenge. He said, "मैं बना के दिखा दूंगा." So when you get such a request, you should try. You should break your head. You should do whatever it takes, and you should somehow master it. आप चाहे YouTube से सीखो, आप कहाँ जाके सीखो, अपने हाथ से सीखो, कुछ भी करो, लेकिन कोई भी चीज impossible ना समझो. If some client makes a weird request, which you think, oh, मैं तो नहीं कर पाऊंगा, but you have to give it a try. If you give it a try, you will eventually be able to do it. So this is, I think, how it happens. Right. So little about this book, Stay Hungry, Stay Foolish, was actually about people from Ahmedabad who became entrepreneurs. But ऐसा नहीं है कि हर किसी को MBA करना जरूरी है. I don't believe this at all. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. And also कि किस चीज में स्कोप है. कभी हम सोचते हैं कि कौन सा बिजनेस अच्छा चलेगा, कौन सा नहीं. अब ये एक अदरक है. क्या आप अदरक का बिजनेस कर सकते हो? बाजार में मिलता है, इट्स वेरी चीप, आई डोंट नो, 20 रुपए का आई थिंक 250 ग्राम मिलता है. वी नेवर लुक एट इट एंड थिंक कि इसका कोई बिजनेस कर सकता है. But there is one girl, this is Siddhi Karnani, she's founder of a company which went to Sikkim and they are working with the organic ginger और उसको export कर रहे हैं. तो उसको मतलब ये opportunity दिखी उसमें, हमको अदरक दिख रहा है, she's seeing an opportunity. And in fact, Prime Minister also met her and many times he's talked about her work in Man Ki Baat. And she's very young, she's I don't know, some 30 now. But जब शुरू किया तो 22-23 साल की थी. And she had to go to Northeast in some very unknown places, farmers के साथ बैठना, उनसे बात करना, उनके घर, वहाँ पे होटल भी नहीं थी, वैसे रहती थी. So ये नहीं कि लड़कियां नहीं कर सकती. ये एक mindset होता है कि girls can't do this, girl can only do that. It all depends on how you see yourself. There's nothing that you cannot do which a boy can do. I know sometimes you have some restrictions from your home, I do agree. But ठीक है, आप उस दायरे से at least जितना थोड़ा थोड़ा करके आप वो दायरा बढ़ाइए. Okay, so suppose suppose ऐसे you can't do job but आप घर पे कर लो. So then say okay, maybe हमारे मोहल्ले में I can do business. at least that much. So slowly persuade family में एक तो कोई होगा जो आपका side लेगा. It might be your brother, your uncle, your some dadi. Somebody will say हाँ ठीक है बच्ची को chance दे दो. So never accept defeat कि no वो उन्होंने मना किया तो अब मैं नहीं कर सकती. Okay, because they also have your best interest at heart, but हो सकता है उनकी thinking कुछ पुरानी हो. And as you start doing well and you know, they start seeing that people are talking well about you, and you are also earning some money of your own, तो धीमे धीमे लोगों की सोच बदल जाती है. And sometimes they have fear कि अच्छा आप late night आप कैसे आओगे वगैरह. So उसके लिए then again find somebody who can help you, who can make sure that you reach home. मतलब आपको धीमे धीमे वो एक negotiate करना पड़ेगा. You have to somehow do the things you want to do. I'm not saying कि सीधा आप rebellion में चले जाओ कि नहीं, I will do this only. Few girls can do that, but most cannot. So, but do not accept that, okay, I cannot do anything. मेरे घर पे restriction है. वो बात अपने दिमाग से आप निकाल दीजिए कि मैं नहीं कर सकती हूँ. And धीमे धीमे step by step आप अपना दायरा बढ़ाइए. Okay, and maybe if you have a chance, if you are not yet married, you try to find a family where they are more accepting and make it one of the conditions of getting married. Like when you talk to the boy, ki bhai, this is what I want to do. Will you support me? Okay, so both of you have to support each other. And there are many families, they may be less conservative than yours. So think of it that way, that think in your mind that yes, I will find such a family where I will be having this, support for my work. So I wrote another book which is about people who don't have MBA, because I don't know, कईयों के दिमाग में होता है कि MBA जरूरी है, but I think MBA only prepares you for job. MBA does not prepare you for entrepreneurship. कुछ course चलाते हैं वहाँ पे, but जिस दिन you start, you are on zero level only. They don't tell you that office खोल के खुद झाड़ू भी लगानी पड़ेगी, which all we have done. And there are 100 things you have to do. They cannot teach you. Only life can teach you. So I want to tell you the story of one person who is a very interesting guy. This book Connect the Dots in Hindi was published as From Zero to Hero, and इनकी कहानी Zero to Hero ही है. His name is Prem Ganpati, and he's from Tamil Nadu. और कुछ ज़्यादा पढ़ाई नहीं की. I think 10th fail हैं. Somebody told him कि Bombay में you will get a very good job. So he said, okay, I'll come. He came to Bombay. And वहीं पे कोटला स्टेशन पे उनको छोड़ के वो चले गए. The person who promised him a job, he deserted him and went off. So now this guy is alone in Bombay, doesn't speak local language, doesn't know anybody. So he could have just taken next train and gone back. But then he thought, नहीं आया हूँ तो let me look for something myself. So बड़ी मुश्किल से he found a job. एक उडुपी रेस्टोरेंट होता है ना जहाँ पे डोसा इडली वगैरह मिलता है. So he got a job there, but doing what? Only washing dishes, बर्तन धोने का जॉब मिला. अब ये कोई अच्छा जॉब तो नहीं, बट उसने कहा चलिए आप मेरे रेस्टोरेंट में सो सकते हो रात को. So it was at least he got a place to stay. खाने का थोड़ा सा मतलब सबसे अगर lowest to low जॉब यही हो सकता है. And many of us would just get depressed कि यार ये मेरी तकदीर ही खराब है, मेरी जिंदगी ऐसी है. पर प्रेम गणपति से ठीक है, चलो कम से कम एक रूफ तो मिली, एक मतलब खाने को मिल जाएगा, तो I'll take the job. तो एक हफ्ते बाद he went to the owner of the restaurant and he said कि दोपहर में 2 से 4 कुछ काम नहीं है ज्यादा, so can I serve tea in the neighboring building office. तो बॉम्बे में कैसे रहता है कि वो चाय का वो केटली और वो कटिंग ग्लासेस लेके नहीं जाते हैं ऑफिसेज में चाय देने के लिए. तो उसने कहा ठीक है आप कर लो. So he started going to give tea. So in a very short time, he became a very popular tea seller. Okay. तो आप ये सोचो कि if you want to become a good tea boy, आप चाय वाले का काम भी छोटा काम है, लेकिन उसमें भी अगर आपको अच्छा करना है, तो क्या करना पड़ेगा? Anyone would like to share in the chat?
Students, you can share in the chat box the question and answer tab. I'll just check.
Okay, so I think people will.
Yeah.
think
how
about
we
this.
connect more.
But
Arsha, Siddiqui, Rashmi, we have started getting response. So
okay.
One is writing how we can connect more and we can get more customers. Better quality deni padegi is from Sania Singh. Soumya Khandelwal, I like your answer, Soumya. Comfort zone se bahar nikalna padega. Arpita Sarkar, good communication skills, to be friendly, अच्छे से behave करना पड़ेगा.
Yeah, surely, yeah. So of course he was a friendly guy. People used to wait कि 3 बजे वो आएगा और गरम गरम चाय लेके आएगा, थोड़ा बातचीत करेगा. But सबसे important क्या था कि he kept in mind कि which customer wanted what. कि किसी को अदरक वाली चाय चाहिए, किसी को बिना शक्कर की चाहिए, किसी को लेमन टी चाहिए. So he would keep in mind the personal preference of the the customers, and so he became very popular. And after some time, one of his customers only said, why don't we start a shop and I will give the money for it and you run the shop. तो इस तरह से उसको एक इन्वेस्टर मिल गया, जो कहते हैं ना इन्वेस्टर. हो सकता है कुछ जो भी रेंटल होगा, जो भी डिपॉजिट होगा, he wouldn't have had money for it. So he found somebody who was willing to go in partnership with him because he was so good at his work. So he started running the tea shop, and after some days he thought कि यार लोग यहाँ पे आ रहे हैं, चाय पी रहे हैं, but I mean they would like to eat something also, no? Generally we should offer something. So biscuit भी offer कर सकते हैं, but then he thought dosa क्यों नहीं offer कर सकते, because he being from south he had a knowledge of dosas. So he had like a roadside सड़क पे ही था, कुछ ऐसी बहुत बड़ी कोई दुकान नहीं थी, it was more like a टपरी. So he started selling dosas there. And very soon he became really popular because like Bombay में कई ऐसे roadside stalls हैं जिनका ऐसा reputation हो जाता है that वहाँ का dosa is very good. So even the Mercedes car will stop and they will have the dosa. But of course he was very hygienic. He was, even though he was on the roadside, he was doing a very good professional job. Okay, he was not cheating and making pani wala chutney. He was using good ingredients. He was using gloves, everything he was doing. So how much money you think he can earn, like being as a roadside mala? What do you think? Roadside पे जो बेचते हैं कितना पैसा कमा लेते होंगे?
रश्मि बहुत कमाते हैं, मुझे ये पता है.
Okay.
Students, if anyone would like to help me, कि वो लोग कितना कमाते हैं. Okay, प्रांजल महीने का. प्रांजल ने बोला, प्रांजल पाटिल 20,000. Diksha Soni says 2 to 5 lakhs per month. Diksha Soni.
Yeah, I think 20,000 a day भी कमा सकते हैं. If you have just, you don't have much cost. See, you have lot of customers coming. तो कई लोग 6-8 घंटे ही चलाते हैं. They only run the stall for 6 hours, 8 hours. And with 1 or 2 helpers, and they're not paying rental, maybe they're paying little hafta. And if they're popular, they are just making a lot of money. Okay, so imagine this guy, he came to Bombay, वो बर्तन धो रहा था, अब 2 लाख महीने के कमा रहा है कम से कम पॉकेट में. अब तो he should be really happy and say, अब तो मैं पहुंच गया टॉप पे, अब तो मतलब कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है, right? Like he should be satisfied with his life and his success. So maybe some people would be satisfied, but he still had that, little desire कि हो सकता है मैं कुछ और कर सकूं. तो एक दिन उसके स्टॉल के पास ही 100 मीटर दूर एक मैकडॉनल्ड्स खुला. So मैकडॉनल्ड्स आउटलेट opened. So he used to go in his free time and sit there and just see कि क्या होता है, कैसे होता है, how do they do it? Because in his mind he had this thought that Mr. McDonald is not here. Prem Ganpati has to stand every day and make dosa and Prem stall, but Mr. McDonald तो है नहीं, तो ये कैसे चल रहा है? He realized that there is a system, there is a way in which you can, what we call as franchise. कि ऐसा भी एक model होता है that you create a name for yourself and you sort of then create a system that other people can do what you are doing. So we can then set up multiple outlets. So anyway, this story is a little long, so I won't go into the details, but the end result is this guy who doesn't speak English, doesn't have any college degree, doesn't know what is management, but just by observing people, कि लोगों को देखकर, and by taking help of people also, he was able to set up a chain of restaurants called Dosa Plaza, which are not only in India, but I think Dubai maybe he started. So, a lot of times we feel ki, this much is enough. Itna hi hoga mujhse. This is my level. I cannot go beyond that, right? So there are many lessons from this story, but what I have always, what I take away from it is that there's nothing called कोई आसमान से कोई चांद पे से आके मतलब हर किसी में capability है, but उनमें और हममें क्या सोच है? What makes somebody different? Many of us want to do things, but still we feel ordinary कि हमसे नहीं हो पाएगा. But what the thing with Prem Ganpati was that there is a saying that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. कि जो भी आपके दिमाग में अगर कोई आइडिया है और आपने उसमें अपना बिलीफ डाल दिया कि हाँ मुझे विश्वास है कि ये हो पाएगा, तभी आप कर पाओगे. For most of us, we might get an idea, but then we don't have the belief. विश्वास ही नहीं है. हमें लगता है कि यार मुझ में वो है ही नहीं, वो बात ही नहीं है, मैं कैसे कर पाऊँ, मैं तो फ्रेशर हूँ, मेरे पास पैसा नहीं, मेरे पास. So I want to do a small exercise now where I want you all to write down what is your dream. सिर्फ 2 सेंटेंस में आप अपना ड्रीम लिखो, but be specific. Don't say I want to be hairdresser. Say and write like as if you already have it. Okay. So I am earning profit of 20 lakhs a year by running my own salon. Or something like that, which is in present tense, ki I am already doing it. And give some details, like which location or what. So some figures, like so whatever your dream is, अब मुझे नहीं पता आपकी dream है. I might say I'm the मतलब don't restrict yourself कि जो भी आपका dream है, dream क्या होता है? It's not something which is you have to put in a box. तो जितना बड़ा आपका ड्रीम हो सकता है उसको I wanted to write in specific detail. Is there any question on this? Mala, you've understood. You also want to explain to them what they have to do?
I guess it is a manifestation, because अगर हम अपने गोल को clearly लिखेंगे, so the entire universe actually conspires and that dream definitely comes true one day. थोड़ा time लग सकता है, but वो
Yeah,
सच
so I will give you around 5 minutes, and once you're done, you can put your if some of you would like to share, you can put it in the chat so that
chat box, and
it can help others.
In the meanwhile, Rashmi, I'll quickly take few questions.
But then how will they write? I think we give them 5 minutes, and then we let them work on this, and then we'll do the questions after this. 5 minutes उनको इसी पे focus करने दें, कुछ लिखने दें. Maybe that will be
done. Yes, they've already started writing. So, Rashmi, do you want me to read out what they have written? Rashmi, you're on mute.
I'm saying let them take 2 more minutes, and then you can read out.
Okay.
All right, so I think Mala, you can start sharing some of the entries.
So anonymous attendee has not written his name, so I would request the student to write his or her name. So he wants to earn a good amount of money by doing her own business and on a world trip with her mom and dad, and lately open up an old age home.
Okay, but good amount of money is very vague. So I would like everyone to actually, ये exercise आप घर पे complete कर सकते हो. It's not that you have to do it right now, but think about it and put down a specific number. I mean, that is what's going to help you a lot more. And this could be like once you achieve that, then there is always another number, but put a number. Right now we are saying good amount. I don't know what is good amount. Is it 10,000 a month, 50,000 a month, 1 lakh a month? Is it a profit? Is it like kamai? You know, kamai and profit are two different things. You might earn money, but you have expenses also which you have to take out. So be very specific. If you want to earn profit of 1 lakh a month, then say that you want to earn profit of 1 lakh a month. Now, the thing is that many people actually are hesitating because उनको लग रहा है कि यार हो भी पाएगा कि नहीं. It's too impossible. It's too big. It's too. तो actually problem क्या है कि हमारे अंदर एक अंदर एक बैठा एक आवाज.
रश्मि, एक जो आप बोल रहे हैं, एक इस बात में कितनी सच्चाई है. अभिषेक एक स्टूडेंट है, इन्होंने लिखा आई हैव अ ड्रीम ऑफ ओपनिंग 4 सैलून्स इन पटना. अभिषेक 4 ही क्यों, 40 क्यों नहीं, 4,000 क्यों नहीं, और पटना में ही क्यों, पूरे देश में क्यों नहीं, बाहर क्यों नहीं? So,
but still, I think, okay, right, for today's exercise, 4 salons in Patna is a good specific thing. Okay, maybe you can refine it further and say within next 3 years or something like, I mean, is it a 40-year plan or is it a 3-year plan? Maybe 3 ka 4 ho jayega, but that will give you more clarity about what you want to do, how you want to do it. But usually inside us, there is something called inner critic. या उसको गब्बर सिंह भी बोल सकते हैं. जो भी आप कुछ सोचोगे, इट विल गिव यू ऑपोजिट आंसर. एक थप्पड़ एक पड़ता है अपने ऊपर कि भाई यू नो व्हाई इवन ट्राई, यू विल फेल. कभी एक बार फेल हो गए, अब वो अब अंदर वो हो गया स्ट्रॉन्ग वो फीलिंग कि एनीथिंग यू डू व्हिच इज नॉट राइट. सी सपोज यू इवन फेल एन एग्जाम, व्हाट विल योर फ्रेंड कम एंड टेल यू? अच्छा ठीक है, अगली बार और पढ़ना, यू विल डू बेटर. But your inner critic is not your friend. Many times he is like, he or whatever this voice is, जो आपके अंदर की आवाज है, वो आपको कोसती रहती है, आपको चोट देती रहती है. It keeps telling you, you can't do this, you can't do that, you never do anything right, and bad things happen to you. So इस तरह से वो जो negative बातें आपके अंदर से ही आप अपने आप को बता रहे हो. So in such a mindset, you can't go out and convince anybody else. So I think this is, what I would like to end with, that this is a final takeaway, that we have to recognize कि हमारे अंदर ही एक आवाज है which is bringing us down, and we have to try to reformat. Just say in a computer, if there's a virus, we have to reformat the disk. We have to maybe delete the old program and install a new program. So we have to delete this program which is always criticizing us. I'm not saying that, of course, there should be something within you which it's important to have a friendly critic, matlab a good friend, but not a very mean and harsh critic which makes you feel bad. Agar aap isko aap samajh lo, and there's not enough time to talk about how to do it, but this is, I think, whatever you try to do in life, even if you do a job, but most definitely if you do entrepreneurship, तो आपको अंदर से you have to positively motivate yourself and say, okay, I can do it. I will take the first step to do it. Okay, I am taking the first step. Tomorrow I'll do better. Tomorrow I'll do more. Even if something goes bad, you say, okay, I will learn from this. I will not take this as take it to heart and criticize myself badly. So I would like to just stop here. And we can take few questions.
Okay, so I will take Kosato Nakro's question. Kosato is from Nagaland. So his question is it possible to do well in more than one industry? He is interested in the field of design and also in the field of hospitality and travel.
So I would say that every interest doesn't have to become a career. I mean, you can choose one because both are very different. So if you're in design, maybe if your design work is such that it allows you to travel, I mean, that could be one way. So people who today there are people जो ना कहीं से भी काम कर सकते हैं, right? You could be a remote worker. Some countries are giving you visa also to just stay in there, you know, there and work from their country. आप मनाली में बैठ के काम कर सकते हो. So you could be, if you're a freelance artist, you could be a traveler and who does design to support your living. But otherwise, I would say as hospitality is a totally different field. If you're working in a hotel, it's a very time-intensive job, and you can't combine both of them together unless you work in the design department of a hospitality company. But that's like working for any company. So I would say that also people have multiple careers in life. हो सकता है आज आप design कर रहे हो, 20 साल बाद you can open your own cafe somewhere. I don't know. People don't do the same thing for 40-50 years and they don't retire from the same company with HMT watch as our parents in the past. You know, एक ही company में they have worked and last में watch मिलती. So you can reinvent yourself, but दोनों simultaneously एक ही career बनाना, I think is a little difficult.
Okay. Okay, so I hope Kosato got the answer to your question. I'll take Ravneet Singh's question. Ravneet's question is, what is the secret to dealing with disappointment? You know, lack of motivation.
Yeah, so the same thing as I said, we have to adopt a positive attitude. So उसी को आप दूसरी तरह से देखो, change your perspective that okay, fine, this didn't work out, something else will work out. So one way to do it also is to have, you know, watch motivational videos online, a lot of TED Talks, read some inspirational books, you know, attend events with like-minded people, like, you know, entrepreneurship, जैसे कुछ organizations होती हैं which holds talks and seminars, and there you meet a lot of people who tell you कि हमारी यही कहानी है, it didn't work out. 5 बार try किया, 6ठी बार काम हुआ. You know, like there are people who started 5 companies, all 5 failed. By the way, YouTube also, I mean, they had 4 failed companies and then YouTube became a hit, you know. So it is part of life as an entrepreneur. Once you realize that, you know, then you are able to deal with it much easier. So you have to work on your inner story. Why do I feel so bad? Is it that when I was young, like, you know, my parents loved me only when I did well? हो सकता है उनका प्यार पाने के लिए मैंने बहुत कुछ, you know, I didn't want to disappoint them. So I am now looking at this also like that. Even though I've grown up, I am now an adult. But maybe this तरह से, you know, we are conditioned as a child to never disappoint anyone. But life is not like that. No, it will not. Even if you do your best effort, हो सकता है आपका fail हो जाए. Exam फिर भी आप pass कर सकते हो with effort, right? Here, it's not always in your hands. Suppose COVID came, many people's business पूरी तरह से मतलब हिल गया. Right, but then somehow many were able to reinvent themselves, do something different, new. So we have to be prepared for these kind of things happening.
Yes, I'll take 2 questions. I'll combine 2 questions rather. प्रीति सिंह का क्वेश्चन है, मैम अगर मैंने लोन लेकर सैलून ओपन किया है, ओके, तो मैं कस्टमर्स कैसे अट्रैक्ट करूं एंड मार्केट में बहुत ज्यादा कंपटीशन है, सो उसको कैसे मैं फेस करूं एंड कैसे मेरा सैलून विल बी लाइक वन ऑफ द बेस्ट इन दैट एरिया?
So I think some kind of you know, door-to-door marketing, field marketing. Suppose there's a college near your salon, वहाँ पे college students के लिए you can give a special offer. You can try to, you know, see what are the needs of different people. Sometimes in the afternoon there's some lull period when no one is there, so you can have you know, special offers for that period. So you can try to build a database of customers. Ask for reference from your existing customers कि आप मुझे 2-3 आपके area के friends का बताओ. Maybe you can go to one of the housing societies and do a demo, you know, like okay, makeup demo, जिसको भी आना है आके सीख सकता है, or you call them to your salon for the demo, you know. So you have to do a little bit of people should have confidence कि हाँ नहीं है लड़की लेकिन she knows, right? So like that थोड़ा बहुत it's like you can't wait for customers to come to you, you have to go to them, right? And go to them with some, then the ones who are your regular customers, unka WhatsApp group bana ke, you can send them some offers and updates. Also, I think WhatsApp has a business. There's something called WhatsApp business. So when you have a lot of people, you can't just send them messages like that. You have to become part of that. So you can find out how to use WhatsApp for bulk messaging. बट पहले आप कुछ क्लाइंट सेगमेंट्स बनाइए, जैसे हाउसवाइफ्स हो गई, स्टूडेंट्स हो गए, या मे बी ओल्डर पीपल हो गए, मे बी किसी को हर महीने हेयर कलरिंग करनी होती है, सो यू रिमाइंड देम कि वो आपका ड्यू है. सो बी प्रोएक्टिव. I mean, I'm not saying bombard them every day, but once a month, 2 months, कि उस टाइम में उनको ये जरूरत पड़ेगी. So you contact them accordingly. And one more thing I feel is salon should not sell unnecessary services. What happens, one of the big complaints is कि आजकल हम जाते हैं तो वो बोलते हैं, अरे आपकी स्किन इतनी खराब हो रही है, ये भी कर लो, वो भी कर लो. They make you feel so ugly, right? So even if you're recommending something good, I would say नहीं, मेरे को चाहिए ही नहीं, because मेरे को doubt है कि मेरे को जरूरत है कि नहीं. So recently I went to some salon and I asked that guy, should I do hair spa? He said, नहीं, आपके बाल ठीक है, मत करो. I was so happy. I said, wow, like this is the first time somebody is not selling. So you should not you should win the trust. कि when I tell hair spa जरूरी है, then I should feel, हाँ, इसको पता है. You understand? And keep a notebook in which you write down your client का, like इसका hair color ये होता है. Like I go to a salon for last 10 years and they have noted down कि हाँ, last time we used this. तो एक ऐसे डायरी होनी चाहिए ना आपके पास.
Detailing of every
हाँ,
client.
last visit कब था, आपने क्या क्या किया उसमें. I think these are things which people value. And try to retain same people. I know it's not easy, but that's another discussion we have to have, how to get good employees. But जब छोटे हो तब, we don't like to come and meet different people every time. एक रिश्ता बन जाता है किसी के साथ, पता चला जूली चली गई और जेंसी आ गई, उसके बाद जयश्री आ गई, उसके बाद कोई और आ गया. Yeah.
Great. I will just check for more questions. I'll like to share one dream of one of our students with you, Rashmi.
Okay.
Okay, so his name is, just a second. Yeah, his name is Sai from Mac Amir Pet. Okay, so he started doing freelancing and he's good at graphic designing. So his dream is to make digital portraits.
Okay.
So I really found this interesting. So I thought I'll share with you.
Yeah.
So
definitely there's a big market for that. Again, he has to reach out and find the people. Maybe he has to start a social media page where he shares like, okay, he did a digital portrait of Mala. This is how she looks. This is how she. So, you have to have like when I am looking for such a service, I want to see what you have done in the past, right? Recently, one of my friend's birthday, we wanted to give a caricature. Okay, हम चारों का एक photo था. We wanted someone to make a cartoon out of it. It was very hard to find somebody. So, there is a lot of demand for these things, but you have to actively reach out and find the customers.
Yes, Meghna Dash, she has discovered visionary qualities in her and she wants to become a filmmaker, especially in animations. It's really amazing to see the dreams of our students. Okay, I think we are done with all the questions, Rashmi. I'll just check once again because I really want to cover all my students' questions. I'm really happy that students are asking questions. Okay, I'll take one last question, Rashmi. Harsh asks, I have an idea. I want to open a coffee shop, but my parents, they laugh at my ideas. Friends कहते हैं, अरे ये क्या कर रहा है, पढ़ाई कर ले. Don't open a coffee shop, कुछ और कर लो. How do I deal with this situation? How can I convince my parents कि मुझे ये करना है?
Yeah, see, like I said, first of all, make sure that you are convinced. Sometimes दूसरों की बातें हमें like बुरी लगती हैं because somewhere I also have a doubt. Can I do it? Can I not do it? And whether I need to start a coffee shop from day one or not. So I had met the founders of a company called Sleepy Owl. So they decided to get into coffee business, but they didn't start a shop. They found out there's something new called cold brew coffee, which was unknown in India about 6 years back. So they then thought maybe there's a market for cold brew coffee, and अपने ही घर से उन्होंने शुरू किया उसका, घर में ही they used to make the cold brew. They imported some packaging from China, so it was like a box which had a tap, उसमें से cold brew निकलता था. And then they found there is a demand, and then they, that's how they've grown, and today they're quite well known in just 6 years. So whether you want to, why do you want to start a coffee shop? Do you want to do a coffee business, or you want to start a shop? Because shop is requires a little bit of investment, requires 24/7 somebody has to be in that, मतलब वो service business, उसमें आपको लोग रखने पड़ेंगे. So think about whether you are only interested in that idea or you want to do your own business. So बहुत सारे ideas को आप देख सकते हो, and which may be easy for you to start today and make a small proof of the concept. अच्छा, दूसरा ये, if you are in college, maybe you can go to your college principal and say that, look, I want to do this small business in my college. आप अपने college में एक छोटे level पे start करके देखो. Maybe from, like, there was a student I met in National Law School, Bangalore. He said कि रात में हमारे यहाँ कुछ नहीं मिलता था. It is a little outside the city. All the students are dying. 2 बजे तक they are working on their whatever they have to work on, various projects, homework, and they're all hungry and only Maggie is there. So he went to his management and said, I want to start a small cafe. और तो उसने भुक्कड़ कैफे के नाम से शुरू किया. Okay, and became very popular. But उसमें obviously problems भी आई. अब उसको हर समय he cannot stand there and make sandwiches himself. He has to find somebody, has to train them. फिर वो भाग जाते हैं. तो ऐसे I think you can start in a small way, right? You don't have to like show proof that this is, I know how to do it. I did this and I earned 10,000 with it. So धीमे धीमे पेरेंट्स भी समझ जाएंगे. उनको शार्क टैंक जरूर दिखाओ रोज रात को जो आता है. एकदम से शार्क टैंक, I think that has been very helpful for many of the young entrepreneurs. आजकल even grandfather grandmother are watching and saying, हाँ ये तो बहुत अच्छा है, हमारे टाइम में नहीं होता था. So 1-2 मेरी किताबें उनको दे दो. ऐसे करके उनको slowly brain wash हो जाएगा कि this is also a path. They are your well-wishers, but of course they have seen a different world. उनके जमाने में ऐसा नहीं होता था कुछ. Only people who are Tata, Birla, Ambani type के लोग अपना business शुरू करते थे. So they find it difficult to understand this concept. But for a person starting out, a business which is based on your own skills is always much more easy to do. Like if you want to do freelance digital work, animation work, and you have learned that, or you want to do freelance makeup, hair, वो तो आप कर सकते हो. Coffee shop is a little intensive project. So see how much, do a business plan, find out how much money it will take, where will you get the money. So all those things we have to look into. But don't give up your dream. अगर वो ही करना है तो जरूर उसका रास्ता भी निकल आएगा.
Yes, and Rashmi, I must say, Sleepy Owl tastes amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've addressed all the questions, and Rashmi, thank you for beautifully addressing our students' question. And I think आपने ना हमारी सबकी सोच बदली है कि हम ये सोच सकते हैं, हम ये कर सकते हैं. आइडिया सबके पास है, लेकिन उस आइडिया को पेपर पे उतारना, अपने ड्रीम को सच होते हुए देखना is extremely important. And I think after your session, वो एटलीस्ट हमारे सारे स्टूडेंट्स में है कि हम अब सोचेंगे, कुछ करेंगे, वो पहला कदम उठाएंगे. सो थैंक यू फॉर दैट. एंड आई वुड नाउ रिक्वेस्ट Mr. Vishal Mehra to please present the vote of thanks to Rashmi Bansal. Vishal sir, over to you.
Just one second. I just want to tell all the students who are watching that when you take that pehla kadam, that first step, then please, Mala, share some email ID or some number where they can tell you that this is what we've done, right? जब वो पहला कदम आप उठाओगे या जो that पहला customer you get, please write into AppTech. I'm sure they will share the details how, so that then you can also share it with everyone, with their community कि देखो so and so has done this. आपकी community में से जब लोग वो कदम उठाएंगे तो फिर उसका बहुत ज़्यादा impact पड़ेगा. That if Shashank could do it, then even Praveer can do it. I mean, हमारे जैसे ही हैं, कोई IIT IIM कुछ नहीं है. So if you can open such a forum where people can share and motivate each other, that will be a very wonderful thing.
Wonderful. Definitely. Vishal sir, over to you.
So thank you for that idea, Rashmi, because that is actually where we're headed. And that is what we want to do. We want to create a community where enthusiasts, existing freelancers, gig workers, successful entrepreneurs, failed entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs can all meet and interact. And as this progresses along, I will personally keep coming back to you and saying, well, here's what they're doing. Is there anything that you could say to them in terms of advice? Also, we're going to send out an email to all the participants here with a link where they can post their own stories, their stumbling blocks, etc., etc. And we will also invite them to join the eCell community, which will be put up on a separate platform. So that's something that is a work in progress. We don't stop here. You've given us the inaugural lecture. So आपने actually आज हमारे लिए नारियल हमारा तोड़ा कि भैया नारियल फोड़ दिया अब तुम शुरू हो जाओ. So that I need to thank you for that because it was excellent. I also need to share this with everybody. Thank you for signing in today and listening to Rashmi. I hope and I know you will have learned a lot. We had a record number of 1,600 plus people attending this conversation with you, Rashmi. And my huge thank you to all the participants who are here. Please hold on to your enthusiasms. Don't give up. We're going to be with you, the AppTech eCell and the AppTech company per se. We have access to a lot of entrepreneurs, as Anil said at the beginning, successful entrepreneurs who are anxious to share their dreams. So we will be bringing them to you. They will talk to you. And those sessions will be a lot more interactive than this, where it will be more or less a Q&A, in the sense that people will ask. All right, and they will answer, and they will tell you their actual journeys. A lot of the examples that Rashmi touched on are available in her books. Her books make fabulous reading because they're all based on real life examples of people who have succeeded, who had a dream, they strived, they did it, and she's captured it beautifully. So, I think everybody should read her. For all the excellent questions that we had, I know in the poster we said that, the 10 best questions will receive a book from Rashmi, but we've decided that we're going to increase that number and double it to 20. So the 20 best questions all get a book from one of Rashmi's books. And I hope that will start your entrepreneurial journey, because you will read in her books about people who all started with a dream. All right. So that journey will come there. Rashmi, can't thank you enough. You've given us so much of your time and so generously. It was very interesting. You're leaving with me at least, you're leaving with a sense of regret that there was a time when I should have taken the entrepreneurial route and I chickened out. And I'm glad today's world, the kids are a lot more gutsy. Praveer and I often have conversations where we said, यार अभी बहुत साल हो गए नौकरी कर ली, चल अभी कुछ और करते हैं. But वो बात में ही रह गई है. We've never done anything about it yet. So please, all of the participants who are here, we are not a good role model for you. Unless Praveer and I actually manage to start something of our own, we are not good role models. Take your inspiration from Rashmi, and of course from the people that you will meet in subsequent conversations who followed their dream and achieved their success. Praveer, Anuj, Anil, huge thanks to all of you. Thank you so much for taking the time out. I know you have a back-to-back event. The next one is going to start in no time. So thank you for spending the time with us. Thank you for being here with us. Mala, excellent as usual.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Lovely master of ceremonies, seamless flow. So once again, back to our students. And incidentally, there are a lot of people on this conversation today who are not from the AppTech universe. They're from different colleges and universities, and they've logged in too. So thank you, all of you. And this is the first in a series. We will keep having these engagements and other different sorts of engagements in the eCell. So with that, thank you all very much, and look forward to catching up with you next week when we come up with something else that we're going to do with you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Rashmi. Thank you. Thank you, Praveer.
Thank you, Mala. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.